Several birds are fearless hunters capable of taking on a wide range of prey. Have you ever witnessed a pelican going for the kill? How about a seagull? If you're looking for some impressive bird attacks, here are 15 of the most epic bird attacks ever filmed. Number 15. Bald eagles. A coyote and a bald eagle struggle over a freshly killed deer. When a coyote comes to bother it and tries to steal its kill, the eagle rushes at it repeatedly to scare it away. The coyote, however, is very determined. It keeps trying until it finally gets to the carcass and escapes with it, but it drops it on the way. The two animals keep fighting over the prize. After a young heron dies, the eagle pulls out all of its big feathers and pulls up to the grassy area above them, which can be seen in the video. She and the other eagle, who was probably the male because he was smaller, both ate some of it. A mallard duck is killed by this eagle because the other ducks force the eagle to flee without his kill. He rounds the area in search of a chance to snare the dead duck. The ducks, on the other hand, charge at him every time he swoops in for the grab. He finally flies through and snatches the kill. Donald Trump, the runner-up for Person of the Year, consented to pose with a bald eagle for a Time magazine cover story, but the bird didn't seem to enjoy it. The eagle was probably a Democrat. Number 14. Sparrowhawks. This sparrowhawk assaults a feral pigeon, and no matter how hard the pigeon tries to fight back, there is nothing the pigeon can do, and the hawk starts to remove the pigeon's feathers. A male sparrowhawk is attacking a starling in this video. The starling is pressed to the ground and unable to move. The starling battled fiercely but eventually succumbed. The same thing happened when another sparrowhawk leaps at a starling like it's a bouncing ball. The violent attack kills the starling in the end. This time, the sparrowhawk keeps attacking a crow, and the blackbird doesn't do much better than the pigeon. When two magpies come to bother it, this sparrowhawk is sitting on a wood pigeon. The hawk is angry and shows the magpies that he will attack them if they keep doing it, but the magpies aren't concerned. The pigeon, meanwhile, is stuck under the hawk, and it's clear that he's dead. The magpies want to snatch the pigeon, but they can't. After a brief hunt, this sparrowhawk came back with a little bird and took it back to his perch. Number 13. Owls. When a pigeon crashes into their cage, the barn owls are startled. When the incident occurred, the owls were only starting to bond. Will they come back after this? Your guess is just as valid as mine. While the mother is out, the great horned owl assaults a peregrine nest and tries to steal the young. The owl swoops down, captures one of the falcons, and flies away. When some cats discover this owl on the sidewalk, it is presumed to be lost. It's most likely hurt, but one thing is certain, it's afraid of the cat, who has no idea what to do. This owl is stealing chicks from the nest and devouring them right there. I'm assuming the mother is out and about doing something else. Ospreys, peregrine falcons, prairie falcons, and other owls such as the great horned owl are all capable of being taken down by great horned owls. They also eat smaller creatures including frogs, scorpions, and rodents. It takes 28 pounds of energy to unlock the great horned owl's formidable claws when clenched. Owls use this deadly grasp to crush the spines of their prey. Unfortunately, as you'll see in this video, these much-loved cambers don't always have the best of luck. Number 12. Mynas. While nesting, mynas expel other birds from hollows in the forest. They eat other birds, eggs, and chicks, or they build new nests and suffocate their young by building on top of them. A chameleon is under attack by these mynas. The chameleons have proven to be a formidable opponent in previous countdowns, so this isn't a sure win for the birds. Several mynas attack one myna, and it looks like they are fighting over food. What's the latest? These mynas are engaged in a royal rumble, but there is no referee present. Thus, there are no regulations or restrictions, and it's full-fledged mayhem. For some reason, these mynas are attempting to destroy the sparrow's nest. These birds exude terrible energy. Number 11. Hawks. This cuckoo bird begs the hawk to spare it, but the hawk continues to pluck its feathers and begins devouring it without hesitation. Woodpeckers are hardy birds, but this hawk is giving it a thrashing that the woodpecker can't stop. The hawk does an excellent job of eating the woodpecker alive. This sparrowhawk captures a Jacobin cuckoo, and while the cuckoo moans, the hawk is indifferent about its well-being. It's starving, and it'll devour it. This hawk is stomping on a backyard bird, but the bird isn't making a sound. He may be already dead, and if he isn't, he will be soon, since the hawk has started pulling the feathers off the defenseless bird. This sharp-skinned hawk is killing a European starling and plucking its feathers. Sharp-shanked hawks are accipiter hawks. They mostly eat birds. They are an essential part of the ecosystem because they eat sick and feeble birds and leave healthy ones alive. Number 10. Peregrine falcons. Peregrine falcons are notorious for their brutal hunting methods. In this video, a wild young female kills a drake mallard with a high-speed headshot. She was traveling at roughly 90 km per hour when she crashed with the mallard. Peregrine falcons typically utilize this tactic when hunting field-feeding waterfowls because the duck is bigger and stronger. When the smaller falcon performs a knockout punch, the ground struggle is diminished. It illustrates the dexterity and quickness of the falcon. As it flies over a beach, this peregrine falcon checks out the area and hunts a green-winged teal duck. The falcon doesn't have to aim and shoot for long before the duck is dead. The peregrine falcon pounces on a great blue heron in mid-flight and gains control of the situation after they crash land. The peregrine falcon murders 2 ducks before embarking on a wild chase with a third. A peregrine falcon kills a pheasant, but the way the falcon swallows the pheasant is the most distressing part of the clip. This is not for folks who are easily scared. While camping in Florida, a man and his girlfriend spotted the peregrine falcon dive bomb, grab a yellow-crested night heron, and bounce off the highway right in their presence. Watching it take on such a massive bird was astonishing. Number 9. Magpies. Magpie murders and abducts 4 barn swallow chicks from their nest on a Norwegian island. In this video, the presence of this crazed magpie does not appear to concern this bird, but it should. The magpie waits a few seconds before attacking, then violently seizes its prey and flies away a few feet. The magpie assaults the bird once more before fleeing. When the homeowner went outside to check the ruckus, he found 2 blue tits fighting a magpie. He went to the bathroom window because he couldn't see anything from his bedroom window. He missed the majority of the attack, and by the time he retrieved his camera, the victim was either dead or almost dead. The guy who was filming didn't know magpies were so deadly. The rat gets attacked by this magpie, and the rat does not survive. After the killer bird has softened the rat, the magpie moves on to a more private spot to consume it. Number 8. Pelicans. Pelicans have enormous mouths as evidenced by our thumbnail. This pelican is totally swallowing a massive animal. This pelican snatches and swallows a duck completely. The duck tries to flee and can be seen moving inside the pelican's gular pouch, but the pelican swallows it nonetheless. In London's St. James Park, a group of birds gathered to devour tourist breadcrumbs. A pigeon ate a crumb that was meant for a pelican. When the pelican became enraged, he chose to eat the pigeon rather than the crumb. These pelicans are fishing, and they do a good job at it as they grab fish out of the water. This cat is scared out of its mind by this huge pelican. It tries to grab the cat, but the cat is quick enough to evade the attack and flee. Number 7. Harris hawks and goshawks. The majority of hawks hunt alone. However, Harris hawk is not one of them. Despite being a speedy jackrabbit, it would rather hunt in groups, and it can be deadly. A jackrabbit is seen by the first hawk. It won't be simple to catch. These hares came up with the idea of sneaking around. They can run up to 40 miles per hour and jump 10 feet, but that might not be enough to get away from the pack of airwolves. The first hawk scares off the jackrabbit while the others watch for it to run away. When the rabbit runs in a zigzag pattern to get away from the first hawk, it runs right into the claws of the second hawk, and the whole family gets to eat. A flock of Harris hawks swoops down on a cottontail rabbit darting in and out of a cacti in the Sonoran Desert. It's the first hawk's task to lure the rabbit out of its hole, then the second hawk comes in to snatch it from its perch, and both hawks share the spoils. In the presence of the dogs in the area, these predators had just finished killing a jackrabbit before they begin plucking its feathers for food. Everyone, even their handlers, seem to be having a great time on the hunt. For generations, people have used goshawks to hunt rabbits, pheasants, and other live animals. This bird of prey is the best hunter because it is very agile, fast, and has incredibly good eyesight. In one of nature's most exciting hunting scenes, this video shows a goshawk hunting a jackrabbit. This hunter goes after pheasants, ducks, rabbits, and squirrels with Harris hawks and German short-haired pointers. The hunter hawks, dogs, and ferrets eat all of the prey they catch. There is no room for waste. This Harris hawk is pursuing a pheasant, and it's difficult to see the hawk tear flesh from the bird's neck while it's still alive. Number 6. Kookaburras. This kookaburra comes into conflict with a magpie, but after the first encounter, neither bird appears to be interested in continuing the fight. This kookaburra is letting the tiger snake know who's in charge. The snake is easily killed by the kookaburra. Two kookaburras fight it out when a magpie decides to join the fray. They appear to be fighting, but it's more like a threesome than a duel. This cook leaps from a tree and grabs the snake, which it then beats to death and eats whole. Kookaburras devour little birds, and this cook is doing just that. It's attempting to swallow the small creature entirely. This cook has captured a snake and is softening it to be able to eat it more easily. Number 5. Toucans. Toucans are commonly mistaken for benign fruit eaters. However, they are omnivorous and violent. During a birdwatching tour at Playa Cativa Lodge in Costa Rica, we witnessed a toucan kill and consume a bat. This toucan is on the lookout for a parrot and has already caught one. When his companion asks if he wants to share, the toucan withholds a parrot, signifying that it wants it all to itself. A toucan captures and crushes an adorable hummingbird attempting to gather nectar from these flowers. The bird is obviously small, as seen in the toucan's mouth. Many people have no idea that toucans consume meat. Ripley's wild cousin is seen here following in the footsteps of its predecessors by invading a nest and consuming someone else's infant completely. I bet this has completely changed your perspective of toucans. Number 4. Seagulls. In this attack on a squirrel, a seagull uses its beak to stab it repeatedly until it dies. As we've seen before with seagulls taking on larger prey, seagull then uses a classic tactic, swallowing a squirrel entirely as though it were candy. Even though the squirrel made an attempt to take on the seagull, the large bird proved to be too strong for the tiny rodent. Because seagulls lack teeth and their claws are ineffective, they can't remove the meat from the bones like we can. Thus, it's in their best interest to eat as fast as possible. This seagull tries to snag a few ducklings enjoying themselves on the lake, but mom protects her family by jumping into the air and warding off the seagull. While chasing mallard youngsters from the air, a big gull catches and eats a newborn duckling. Many juvenile flightless ducks are swimming around in search of food, and it's because they can't fly. They're easier to grab and devour, which lures predator birds like seagulls. This seagull is keeping the streets clean by swallowing pests whole, such as this rat. It looks so good that I'm nearly tempted to try one. A spectacular bird attack was caught on video in Triana, Norway. The birds are everywhere on the island, but the people who live there have never seen anything like this. Is this because there isn't enough food? Or was the bird that was attacked already hurt and easy to catch? Because the attacker didn't seem to quit, a bystander pursued them away, letting the wounded bird escape. Number 3. Snake eagles. Snake eagles are known for their ability to catch prey, but this snake eagle is having a difficult time catching the cobra. The bird eventually triumphs in the battle. An eagle and a snake ran into each other in a park. I didn't know what kind of park this was, and I don't think I want to find out. This brown snake eagle pursues and pounces on a cobra to kill it. This eagle has swooped in the middle of the street on a snake and is eating a delicious breakfast. Another snake, this time an extremely deadly black mamba, is killed by an eagle. This eagle is literally devouring the snake whole. Number 2. Golden eagles. These two eagles have grabbed the wolf and will not release it. Their handlers must get there and take the raptors off the wolf's head. I'm sorry for the wolf. This eagle takes on more than it can handle when it grabs a goat and rolls down the side of a cliff with rocks in the way. The effect is mostly felt by the eagle, and I wouldn't be amazed if one or both of its wings were affected. When the eagle releases the goat gets away, but the eagle is petrified. The golden eagle flies over a deer, which will be its next meal. Even though the deer is trying to protect itself, the eagle goes in for the kill and attaches itself to the back of the deer. As the deer runs for its life, the eagle trainer runs beside the two animals. The eagle does a great job and finishes the job successfully. In front of everyone at the park, an eagle descends on a snake and starts stomping on it with its talons. It's an amazing sight that you wouldn't think of seeing on a Sunday morning walk in the park. This golden eagle has captured a gosling and is taking it back to its nest to nourish its young. They both eat the gosling while it is still alive. I think the saying "one man's death is another man's bread" fits this situation. This is what nature is all about. As the eagle perches on the deer's back, blood can be seen dripping from its body. What happens next? The deer is clearly too enormous for the eagle to carry off, but it is also too big to kill. It's time for the golden eagle to pounce on some rabbit meat. A speedy rabbit outmaneuvers the eagle on its first try, but that was just first luck for the rabbit since it gets the job done on the second time around. Number 1. Great blue herons. When mama duck is ambushed by other ducks, her ducklings are left defenseless to a hungry bird. The great blue heron devours 2 of her ducklings. Heron is out fishing and discovers small turtles. This has been an excellent fishing excursion. Weasels are tough little creatures, but this heron doesn't seem to mind as he attacks and kills this weasel. A bird predator consumes ducklings to vary its food intake during the duck breeding season, and an infuriated mother duck can do nothing to protect her children from this voracious eating pattern. A mother duck cannot successfully defend herself and her kids against a vicious heron that eats ducklings since ducks are significantly smaller than herons. I was fascinated by a lot of these birds, but I find owls in particular quite impressive. Which bird attack did you find the most fascinating? Let us know in the comment section below. Alright, comment down below what you want to see next. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Wildly for more. See you in the next one.